next 10 years, things should plateau. There's a lot of what ifs. What if things go back? I mean, they'll just plateau. They won't go back. You can't sell 1 million units per month, forever. And so, I think if you make it the proposition, when kids start to have jobs and have money, they'll buy an Xbox, basically. They'll buy the other console and they'll stay on with the Xbox. The market between 10 to 18, right, those 8 years, are pretty much determined by their parents, and their parents caving into the kid. But when a kid turns 18, from 18 to 30 to 58, that's our market. People who have money, who've worked jobs, that are going to look through the advertisements on Twitter and on Facebook and YouTube for ads for games. Then they're going to go to that console. They're going to go to that walled garden. In the meantime, do we wheel out Gear 6 as a crossplay to build its IP, to build its valuation? And it's just Gear 6, it's not Gear 7. Bring out Gears 6 now, and then bring out Gear 7 into the walled garden. We've got to fish. We've got to fly fishing. We're going to throw it in, wind it out, throw it out, wind it back in. Cast her out, and then wind it back in. But the second time we cast, it's exclusive. Then we've got them on the Gears. I mean, they'll probably want exclusive for Gears, forever, Sony. So they probably wouldn't even let it go to PlayStation. And so, try to keep Gears 6 in the walled garden. And if you can't get it out there, Gears 7 definitely walled garden. But how do you get from, or maybe not? So how do you get from anyway the age group of 18 up to 58 into people's 50s? And that is, Starfield did it. Halo did it. Forza Motorsport can do it. Right? And the marketing is getting through to the users. Right? So, I've got some homework to do. I want to put the titles down and just work through the genres and just work through what exactly is at hand and what titles would be able to be marketed towards people who are 18 and over. You see? And if they're workable or not. What IP is workable? What about this Activision game? There's a few Activision titles. The one where the guy jumps around and blows up tanks. Anyway, Redfall 2, Halo 7, Starfield 2. There's 3 big titles there. Without looking too deep, it just comes down to doing the homework. What's worth doing? And that's a creative question. Look at Hellblade 2 Takeoff. That thing is astounding. And that was boiled down to investing in talented artists to tell their story. So it's kind of like Hellblade's going to hit it out of the park, right? So what sort of artist, studio that is worth picking up or developing? And it's a creative question, right? Scorn 2, that could be a big one. Scorn DLC. Mind you, I've actually got to play and finish Scorn 1. But it's stuff like that has just kept things ticking along and building that pocketbook. Yep. So, there's a lot of multiplats, Assassin's Creed franchise, Splinter Cell, Callisto Protocol, Dead Space. So, I mean, you've got Fallout 5, Elder Scrolls are pretty big titles coming to Xbox exclusivity. That's going to hit it out of the park. Elder Scrolls and the next Fallout, I mean, it's ridiculous. What's going to happen with that? And so obviously the team's planning ahead, and it just goes down to presenting value and seeing what can be nailed down. The AI aspect and features could do it somewhat. In terms of using Alexa through your Xbox or Cortana, people looking for that edge, I guess I see it now, people saying, well, we'll just do VR, an Oculus VR, with a part of the shop you can buy VR games, and with a camera that can scan you in. Whilst being in VR, you can move around and play Among Us VR. That could be it, because Among Us VR is pretty cool. Like, it's next level. I've seen a couple of videos. And so you're sort of finding the edge, finding the gameplay. The big question is, can you get Half-Life 3 A-Links on the VR through Steam? If you're looking for an edge, yet that can interfere with Xbox going AI, with AI features. Because it's sort of doing too much, you see. And it's sort of like, it's not all gaming industry solutions. It's software. It's a plastic box that's been handed down. Has been part of the business, right? The plastic box. But it's developing great software and investing in software. So I think if the plastic box went into AI, you probably don't want to go into VR. And so, because they could be sort of the opposite sort of thing. It could be pulling in opposite directions. It could be better suited from another market participant to handle VR. Why can't Oculus and PSVR 2 be the VR guys? If there's so much money in it, why can't they handle it? Do they need another competitor? And so if you want to do AI features on a console with Cortana or Alexa or Google Assistant. And Google doesn't even, they just call it Assistant. They don't even have a name for it. That could take things in a certain way. In VR could be detrimental to get the community accepting Bing.com and, hey, Alexa, Cortana, I want to buy a leather jacket, right? Under $100, give me 20, list 20 for me, and show me some pictures, send the pictures to my phone. That's Bing eating Google. So that's probably a $100 billion industry where you take searches from Google and people aren't using Google, they're using Bing with Cortana. Cortana this, Cortana that. Cortana, what's the best deal in food in the CBD 100 meters around me? You see? And so then that can actually, the plastic box can be your home-enabled cloud AI language model that does the work for your own, has a GPU in it, right? So do you want Bing in Asia and in Europe and Africa being the go-to voice, smart search, getting rid of Google basically? Do you want that, or do you want to try to do that and have a VR and people think you're trying to plug them into the Matrix or trying to plug you into some sort of beast reality, virtual reality, and steal people's souls?